lomsebenzi ilungu lephalamente headmaster wesikolo bobaba labomama ngizizwa ngisho ukuthi ngakhuluma ngithini ngibonge ngithini nxa ngibona lumntwana lo uDamasana samkhumbula nomathebe wayelapha esensepheni sengu-Frist Church uyiswa lumntwana lokungikhumbuza nyathi shukuma ngene lapha ungene lo nguyowazi uyiswa lumntwana udlodlo ngokwakhe uDamasana njengomandiweni okaThambo lapho ukuhlezi khona ungwalo ngithola ngomzi wami laphaya ngo-1928 uyiswa lumntwana wayesengomandiweni ozalwa ngubaba mkhulu Thambo uNdweni singaba koThambo thina yikho-ke umakhumalo wenkosi loBhengula wayengabela lumntwana kahle njengoba ngithile engumandiweni zalwa mandiweni inkosi yodwa uqedisha ngimbona uStendo belapha kwinyanga ephelileyo othe wanika isipho sani esamadumbi lakhumbula lokho bangaka bonke abengunkulu ulofuze kumntwana dlalani phansi ngiyabonga kakhulu kulaba abaphume e-America abanike isipho esikolweni la okutshengisa bobaba labomama isikolo sekusiya phambili okukakhulu uLucy uthi akhumbule abazali bantwana into enkulu nxa ukhangela ukuthi i-America ingaphi ikhatshana okunganani kodwa umntwana akhumbula athi ngilobaba mkhulu induna uChief Kayisa laba kwethu eZimbabwe amandebeli abenkosi yohlanga abasweleyo wabakhuthaza asteli la wathi mina ngiphuma esizweni esisweleyo wazosinika lokhu sela amazwi othi lizwe ukuthi ngibonga okunganani ungani umlimi angakwenza lokho kusebenze kuya phambili kubuye futhi okuningi kudlula lokho ngiyabonga abantu benkosi
Well, I suppose as the chief.
Yeah, we know I'm a deputy of the eyes.
I don't know that Black people recognize how important it is. And now press. No. Yeah, for photo. Okay, now press photo and keep it down.
Okay, we got a picture.
Okay.
Wait.
There you go. I got it. Yeah. Oh.
1, 2, 3.
You guys took it?
I got one left. Serve yourself there.
1, 2, 3. You guys got it?
Wait a minute. Can you go and serve yourself there? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are... I don't know. The beautiful eyes, and she's just covering them all up.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
Okay.
You got it?
Wait. Okay, go. Okay, wait. You ready, sisters? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Wow.
That's all your teeth. Teeth you don't have. You like.
Look at her. She's all.
He's so great.
Wow.
You start here. Enjoy. You have a short attention. You know what I say?
Smile, Tsungai. Don't you tell look for that?
It's also called a bride.
Can I get you a plate? Get it plate
Can you check for me Mtingo that there's still more plates?
We are having a feast here. They are frying meat. They call it chowing meat. Kamawoso in the valley. So with our friends. As you can see, Nicholas enjoying himself. But otherwise, I'm now going to have my lunch too. Come here. But better enjoy the bride.
Okay. Would you like to take it out before you? Kuluma pela eh.
Kake khulunywa. Athe. Ukufika kuyafiwa la. Sonke nomile la. Kuyafiwa la buya Chuma be. Ijacket le mbili emotini.
Oh.
Shawala. No, it's not sadza. Sadza in Sean in the belly is chawala. It's chawala, good. So have you tasted it? I've been eating every day. How is it? How you say? It's good. It's good. So you should carry some millimeters to America, isn't it? What do you think? Let me tell you something. These brothers know how to eat. The sisters, they know how to eat good. This is what you call bride. And it's good eating. It's not a picnic. It's not a barbecue. It's bride. Very good. Let me tell you why that's important. In the United States, they have something called picnic. Thank you. But it's really, if you look at the history of that, it's a negative term. Because picnic, as the sisters and brothers told me earlier today, comes from the tradition of the white culture going to pick a slave. You see? Okay. See, they call slave ninny. Pick a ninny, pick a nigga, pick a ninny. So they call it picnic. When you go there with your food and your blankets and your tablecloths, you have a picnic. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. I'm not going to call it that anymore. You're going to call it bride. I'm going to call it bride. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's called amawoso in the valley. How you say? Amawoso. Say it there. Amawoso. You got it. Coming to you live on the street, eating bride. On the west side.
I've got to eat fry also.
On the east side. Huh?
I've got to eat fry also.
All right, bro. You want me to get...
Hey, I keep getting wet. Look, okay. Well, who's gonna catch this big one? Onesie. Okay. Are we all ready? Okay, I gotta go, you guys. We gotta do this quick. I'm just gonna start it, and then you guys handle it from here. Here's another one. You ready? Brother! Yes! Oh no! I have to go now. Thank you. Good fun.
I forgot about that game the first one.
They've got me. Look how wet I am. Everybody else is dry.
Hey, chicken. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Roz.
Where are you?
I believe we're at the chief's house.
Oh.
Yes, we come from a wonderful afternoon where things have been donated, laptops, and this is, man out in the field, Pearl to Pearl. Earlier this day, he learned dance. Yes, from our local brothers here.
You guys don't walk towards it.
We're not walking towards it. We just want you to get closer because we got beautiful teeth.
Okay, so we're going in, right?
Dental floss.
Okay.
Dental floss, even on the motherland, keeps teeth nice and white.
Yes. Remember, Johnson & Johnson.
Okay.
No, we can't take all the seats because the place to sit.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu
Siyabonga.
He's very time. Bless you. Okay.
Sikhuthaniseni emakhaya. Ebuhle somandla amakhulu. Ebuhle inkosi yamakhosi. Nampa abantu bemzini sebengenile kothambo mesiyabonga. Siyabonga ukuzangena kwabantwana phakathi kwenalindlu. Lalaba abahamba labo abavela khatshana. uNkulunkulu olamandla wena ongahlula lutho. Siyabonga uNkulunkulu othembekileyo. Sibonga izipho abasiphathele zona enhlambabaloyi. Siyabonga uNkulunkulu, siyabonga. Simbeka okadamasane phambi kwethu khathesi. Onguye uNkulunkulu olamandla owanyenyeza kwabanye bakhe. Owavula indlela yaze yazafika khona ekhaya. Siyabonga uNkulunkulu othembekileyo. Babusisa abantu bakho bahambe kuhle ngokuthula uNkulunkulu othembekileyo. Baba osemazulwini ngonongahlula lutho ngegama lenkosi uJesu Kristu phakathi. Amen.
Amen. Is there anyone who wanted to say something or?
Yes. You should narrate him. Who is Chief Kayisa Ndiweni? Who is Chief Kayisa Ndiweni?
Well, I should ask Baba Mkhulu to say that and then I will translate it. Bacela ukwazi ukuthi uBamkhulu dabuka ngapi ukuthi batshele imvelo.
Iziyaniko.
Hayi. Ngokhona.
Indawo yePlum.
Ha, uPlum to look in Chief Kayisa was the
ngiyazela abantu bemzini.
Umbatshele thina phuma from the south of Africa, from Zululand, or part of the Zulus here. In this country. When our ancestors came to this country from Zululand, they broke away from Chaga, were led by King Mzilikazi into this country. Up to the Falls, to Durban, just one people. were different from the people in the east of us, where Umkhathi lives, who are not of Umkhathi's nation at all. If you heard about Chaga, where you are, were part of the Chagas people here. Not the same that Canada and England, it's not the same thing. And the same thing with America, where I have not been to. Those people in America came from England to America, some of them. I don't like to put you into politics at all. No. But I'm saying exactly how our ancestors came to this country, were part of the Zulus. Her grandfather, Lopengula, was the son of Mzilikazi. After the death of Mzilikazi, the grandfather of that little short girl, Lopengula, became the king of this country. That was the last king, 1893. In short, I must just say that. But if there are any people who want to ask me questions, I'm prepared to answer the questions. This is not politically meeting at all, but I'm telling you exactly how the people came into this country, were part of the Zulus. I've been to Zululand many times, meeting Gachaptelis and many others of our blood. I know some of you came from Africa, it's not so. Your ancestors came from Africa. Our ancestors came from Zululand, were part of the Zulus here. You can see the first of that case, just like Zulus in my face too.
Do you know anything about the Zimbabwean ruins? It was said that the Africans did not.
It's not in my country, but it's in Mashonaland, which is a different nation altogether from me. Yeah. I've been there. Well, I've traveled a lot apart from going to Zimbabwe. I've been all over except America only.
Okay.
Zimbabwe is in Mashonaland, it's not in Matweland. Matopo Hills, where John Cecil Rose is buried, is in my country, Matweland, Matopo Hills, on the south of Bulawayo.
Would you explain your connection to what we're familiar with? We're familiar with stories of Shaka.
Shaka.
Shaka Zulu.
Shaka is in Zululand.
Yes.
Yeah, where Gacha lives.
Right.
As in Zululand, Madloli, 1984. I spent a lot of time with Chief Gacha Teles. In his home is where I was. And I went to see the grave of Chaga's mother. She's buried there. And I went to see the grave of Chaga as well.
I think when you get to South Africa, we'll find that specifically in your position.
In fact, I'm born here. Okay. It is my grandfather who came with Mzilikazi, because Mzilikazi was born in my house, in Ndweni's house. She can tell you more. They are the ones who brought Chaga who brought Mzilikazi into this country and left Zululand. They just crossed the river called Limpopo River. On the north of Limpopo is where we are. So you say I must face my position. What sort of position do you want me to?
Well, also the chieftain.
The chieftain.
And your involvement as a member of parliament as well.
Oh.
Yes.
Actually, I don't like to speak about politics here. So you are bringing me now to politics, which I do not like to talk about politics. As visitors, I wanted to explain how our ancestors came to this country. Yeah. When you talk about politics, I don't like to go into politics.
Yeah.
Not very much, because some of these people are rather fear for politics.
But you chieftainship.
No, you mean no, it's not that. No. He wants me to tell me my position, whether in connection with the politics here. Why I became a chief. Our ancestors became chiefs from Zululand up to this country. Chief Gachaptel is still in Zululand. Who are one level with me and Chief Gachaptel. He has been to Pulawa, he came to Pulawa in 1985 with a group of Zulus. Elandela uNhlomkhulu wangayelela wabuya le group of Zulus elokhuzeni lapha old Pulawayo, where all Amandebele gathered there. All Amandebele, when Gachaptelis came to this country, we all gathered it, all to Pulawayo. Whether I'm answering your question, I don't know.
Yeah.
And these are Negroes. Where they come from, sure, there must be sort of, self-praises. And so, what we have here is self-praises. And sometimes you are praised just because your father was a hero of some kind. Impangazita, Edodo. And there's so many.
Yena uNdweni, Umkheso, Umdladla.
And this understanding about it.
Umdladla. Ilingwe limqomo. Uthwala abesabi abafokazana. Ngokuthwala isisele senkosi. Yinto abayiba bezindlwana lapho. Ngokuthi nxa esethwele umqhwelo wakhe babesesaba bathi nangu usephuma okamdladla. Nanti lingwe elimqomo seliphuma umadlodlongwane.
Well, what my grandmother has just done is say the totems of my grandfather. And well, in those totems it tells, each one of them says something in praise of him and probably what he has done or what his clan has done. So totems are, what he's saying, totems are mainly self-praises.
And maybe they are our history books, really. They keep us in touch with where we come from, who is my father, who was my grandfather, what did he do, and it inspires me on to my future. I have to keep up to what they were doing too.
I'm tired. Are you videotaping?
Tina, all along we without her consent, of course. So we want to look at Zimbabwe. As I said to you, that Zimbabwe is national, it's not in
You say it is alright to get into politics.
It's national and not material.
Okay, does anyone need a cultural question? Something they want to know specifically?
I can tell you, see, these are school children.
Yeah.
When I'm about to make politics, what I'm any question to answer.
Yeah. Until this one.
They must not go into politics. You can look at that. But the main thing is of this country will prepare to answer that.
And the next chief that will come after you, will that be your oldest son?
Well, after my death, it's just like the queens and the kings in England. When I've gone away from this world, there's somebody, one of my sons will succeed.
That's chief.
Yeah. It's just like that again in Zulu. It's exactly the same, like the English people and the Zulus. You can't separate us and say, these are not Zulus. We are just one people. We find this day, we also find in Zulu.
How do you select which one will be the chief if you have more than one son? How do you select who will be chief if you have more than one son?
What does it say?
Uthi ukhethwa kanjani ukuthi ngubani ozaba yinduna nxa ulamadodakazi?
The kings and queens in England, they don't have to select. You don't have to select. You don't have to vote at all.
No vote.
No voting. Just decide. Just decide. No, decide. If that one turns it down, the next one is censorship.
You don't have to vote and choose. Any other question that you'd like to answer? That you'd like to hear from the audience?
If not, I would like to thank. Oh, you have a question, please.
That's the work, that's my work, that's her work.
bayahawula abantwana kathi-ke la nxa umama edubeka kumbe indoda iyamhlupha kufanele abekezele akhumbule abantwana bakhe ukuthi laba abantwana bazasale bengelakudla bengelamfundo futhi kumele umama abekezele isikhukhukazi umama afukamele
She knows
abantwana.
what my wife is saying to you. She knows what she's saying.
What is kukugazi?
She's encouraging that you have to think of the children when you are considering divorce, because the children are the ones who suffer ultimately. So it's encouraged that by all means, you persevere for the sake of the children.
What?
Yeah.
So, since you don't encourage divorce, are there arranged marriages, or can you just marry whoever you want? And like, what's the age?
You can never go to we've got so many churches now in this country. Some of these marriages are conducted by the church of ministers. Yeah, they marry in church. We can't stop that.
Okay, so you
and there are people again don't go to church for marriage, just marry in our own way.
Alright, so, but you can choose who you want to marry, your parents.
No, it's not the parents to choose. It is you. You ones choose. If you want that boy for you to marry that boy. But you must bring that boy back to this old lady.
Okay.
For advice.
To see that
okay.
man, how is he?
That boy may be here for 6 days.
Yes.
6 days. So if he marries you, think of the 5 days that is left behind. Don't you think of the problem too? That's not work. I come in when there's a problem, when a girl has been beaten by his boyfriend, her boyfriend. Then I say, you stop that now. You stop, you can't go and beat another person. She's a person. You know that. If I'm supposed to kill her, if it's necessary, then I kill. If he marries you, think of the 5 days that is left behind. Don't you think of the problem too? That's not work. I come in when there's a problem, when a girl has been beaten by his boyfriend, her boyfriend. Then I say, you stop that now. You stop, you can't go and beat another person. She's a person. You know that. If I'm supposed to kill her, if it's necessary, then I kill her a little bit. I don't kill her, but I don't kill her. Not a woman, but a boy.
We're saying him a little bit.
That means discipline between the two people.
Big time.
Does that stop?
Yes.
So how do you do it in America?
They don't. They just let it go on. They perpetuate it on TV and the movies, everything. A lot of violence.
It's your own way of living. That's your own way of living.
You go to the police.
You go to the police. Everything is taken by the police.
Yes.
and then they make a law, they say they have to protect this person and restraining laws. And you can't come near the person, but then no one enforces it, and then the man.
And then they have
affording us the opportunity enje ukuthi noma singabantu esimeni ngezinyawo kodwa sithi asidluleni ngapha lathi sinyathele sithole isibusiso on behalf of the group. Siyabonga, let's thank the chief. Siyabonga. And siyacela ukuthi before we leave sichiye sibeke umthandazo. Then after that bese siba le group picture, the photo.
Thank you.
So I'm saying before we leave, we would like to pray and ask God's blessings over the custodians of the culture and the bigger family at large. Brother Eric, pray for us. Sure.
Just keep pressing.
Keep pressing.
This one?
Yeah.
Keep pressing. Just hold it down.
It's probably not advanced.
Camera, just a second. My camera.
I'll take this to the
Oh, that's good.
Say cat.
Kiss. What? We say queso? What did it say?
Still, a lot of people living on a very little bit of land, and then a few people living on it.
Yeah, an expansive, ridiculous amount of land going on next door. Yeah.
It's fantasy.
I know. Oh, this is not bad.
Yeah. Around and inside.
My friend.
For privacy, because we all know we
My
want
friend.
privacy.
Kind of dark. My brother. Yeah, I got the outside.
It's outside.
Where's north? Right? Rises in the east, sets in the west. Sun's gonna set over there, straight down. Which way? This there? There? It's gonna set over there? Yes. Or over there? Or straight? Peace at it. Sit over there? So is that right? Yeah. Okay. I can get home now.
Yeah.
Check one over here.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
It's by itself. Oh, never mind.
I did it.
Was it focused?
Yeah, it was focused. It was good. What's that?
Utofunze minwezi.
Yeah.
Na kuzo.
Yes!
Ah, Jesu. Sendithitha ndo.
Ungali izwe zabokhulu. We think akunanto no it definitely. But what is now?
Ah.
For now, we think it's the area where perhaps the army doctors resided. Now, you may wish to know that whenever the army went out on a raid, it left from here. They had to report here before leaving. And when coming back,
they reported here also. And before going out, they were doctored. So the army doctors were there. So we think probably this was the area where they were doctored. And then when they came back, they would leave the people, the captives out there, the cattle. Somebody comes in here to report. And then the king would come out through the back of the royal palisade to meet them. Then in twos, they marched through here. And then made a formation, about 5 men. And then you would review them. And then there you would be told who did what, you know, all the heroic deeds would be narrated in that area, starting with the leader of the raiding party, and then to the lesser chiefs, and finally the men themselves. Then oh, you know, indicating what he did there, right? And this is how you obtain your praises, because they come from that. Umkhathi wawuzimangele okhathwe ngezinto izinyawo na ngezimfutsha zanyana owalukudla umlenze kwabulawayo kube labakuhlabe ngamanxeba nazi inkomo ezavu from your heroic deeds. So people see what
on the front like that.
Chicks on.
How's it taste? It's neutral. It is a neutral taste.
Sad.
In 2002, we have to come back so I can do that. That's what you do is that you just take off a little back at the end of it like this. Can you get the? It has a fruit at some time of the, and then you chew the top and make it a toothbrush like that.
Oh, a teeth look.
You have to chew it, Tembe. And then it's soft. Now you can brush your teeth.
Do you put toothpaste?
No, we didn't use it.
And also about the structure, this guy's
So you can make money if you have an idea and the concept, and you work hard. You know, this like the government can't stop you to do whatever you want to do.
What's the rhythm we use? Okay, I was doing tell her.
Then sold his homestead to the Jesuits who arrived here. It was Teppelchin, Rudenbergs, and others, Augustus Law, and several others. So they arrived here in about September 1879. So they took over this homestead and turned it into a mission station, the first Catholic mission station in this country. The LMS were, of course, much earlier, arrived much earlier at Inyati, as I said, in 1859, and then Hope Fountain in 1870, to be nearer the capital, the new capital, which had been set up by Dr. Mula. So this is their house. It's going to be developed as part of Old Bulawayo. So research at some later stage will be focused on this homestead. But as you can see, somebody immediately noticed to the right angles. Now that's foreign architecture or architectural design. Right, and then the syringa, that tree there, They must have planted it just like they planted those. These can be grown vegetatively. In other words, if you stick a branch into the ground, it develops into a tree, this type of tree. That they use, the fruit, we call that syringa. I don't know whether you have it in the place. But its fruits, they made into a rosary. You know, it has got yellow fruits, and they made that into a rosary. Yeah. So this is the place, and then 1879. Then 1979, they put up that structure, as you can see. Years of Catholic mission work in Zimbabwe. So you may wander around and then finally move and kneel in front of the cross and cry if you want.
This place will be developed in line with the old Bulawayo.
Yes.
What was the relationship between the king and Catholicism?
You can see him anytime. You can see him anytime. We're leaving on Monday. Okay? We're leaving on Monday.
But you learned something from what you said.
We already have learned something.
Yeah.
May I say something so that you may learn something? God's plan is not altered by our actions. So I believe that good can always come out of evil, that it is never just one way. One of the African perspectives that I know is the both and concept, not the either or concept. That it's both and, it's not either or. There's not a dichotomy here. We're in agreement about the underlying motives involved. However, we get benefit out of something, when we get benefit out of something that was planned maybe at a counter purpose to our own end, it is still benefit.
Out of it.
It is still benefit nonetheless. And God's plan is not altered by our actions. So I don't care what they do, the purpose still remains. This purpose still remains.
Pretend.
Yeah, but look at it this way also. How much have these people learned about, just this afternoon, my little lecture, how much have you learned? If you have to be honest with yourselves, have you not learned something?
Yes.
Yet not this project, a commercial project being made, would you have learned it? Would I have brought you here? Are we not learning something? Out of a bad thing.
That's right.
That's what she's saying.
What I'm saying.
I get it, but you know what my point is?
It's not a dichotomy.
It's not a dichotomy. But the point is simply this, that there is no need for pretense. There is no need for hypocrisy. Just that. Let's not pretend that later on there will be heritage or anything like that, because we all know that that is not true. Fine, people learn something, but facts remain facts and truth remains truth.
But I think for me personally, I can respond to that directly right now.
Yeah, you can.
There could be a pretense which you see, and you're entitled to your your perspective, and is your reality right now. But what I would like to say is, maybe there is pretense, maybe there is a falsehood in all this, but I think, Mr. Pagama has clearly said there is a commercial aspect to it, so that is honesty. And then the other side is, in the process of the commercialization, we have dug down into the truths of the history and the heritage of the Ndebele state, which is a truth. So I'm saying the same thing that they have said, that yes, there could be a bad thing around it. Tell me one thing that was ever done that did not have any bad thing involved with it.
Hello, hello. Hello, my brother. Hello, my mama. Hello, Your host group today. Umkhathi is one of the youngest groups in the city of Kings. Umkhathi was formed in 1997. We specialized in community theater, traditional dance, poetry and music. We do theater on full-time basis. So from Monday to Friday, we come here for rehearsals, and possibly on weekends we do performances. Like today, we're supposed to be performing in Guero in the afternoon. So that's why this program started early today. Most of our plays focus on problems faced by the community, such as child abuse, HIV/AIDS. Last month, Umkhathi was chosen by Matepelele and AIDS Council. They are not here today, but we work with Matepelele and AIDS Council. So we're chosen to represent our country at the 13th World AIDS Conference in Durban, South Africa. So last month we had the privilege of representing Zimbabwe in Durban, South Africa at the AIDS Conference. So today we will perform the work that we did for that conference. So we'll be able to witness what other people of the world witness in South Africa. Where in Durban, I believe we learned a lot on HIV/AIDS. We work with Mark on youth programs and on their outreach programs. That is at workplaces, even we go to the rural areas to work with people there on HIV/AIDS issues. Umkhathi is affiliated to the Zimbabwe Association of Theatre for Children and Young People, a member of the National Arts Council of Zimbabwe. Today, ZATSIP, our affiliate body, is represented by our executive member. Can you please stand up so that the people can see? So he represents us at ZATSIP. So he is the Matepelele representative. He represents Bulawayo. So we'll give you a song, one song we took from one of our plays known as Zombo. The play is known as Zombo. The play is about problems faced by a boy whose parents died of AIDS. So we just pick one song from there. Thank you. Ngigula belingangithandi belinganginaki namhlanje sengifile ngithe ngigula belingangithandi belinganginaki namhlanje sengifile ngithe ngigula belingangithandi belinganginaki namhlanje sengifile. Namhlanje mina sengifile namhlanje mina sengifile selishaya amathela abanye amamiliyoni emadoda sengithwala ngephezi selishaya amathela abanye amamiliyoni emadoda sengithwala ngephezi mama wami akekho umuntu obengithanda mina akekho umuntu obezihlupha ngami namhlanje mina mina sengifile bo ngithe ngikhula mina sithando sakho akekho umuntu obengithanda mina akekho umuntu obezihlupha ngami namhlanje mina sengifile bo namhlanje mina sengifile bo sengifile ngithe ngigula belingangithandi belinganginaki namhlanje sengifile namhlanje mina sengifile Selishaya ma 10,000 abanye ngamamiliyoni wemadoda selithwala ngebenzi selishaya ma 10,000 abanye ngamamiliyoni wemadoda sengithwala ngebenzi